What is up guys, welcome back to the video. It's Mike from JDM ICON here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about what it's like daily driving a 350Z all year round in Canada for the last 3 years. So this is actually a question that I get a lot because this car is not the type of car that I guess normal people would daily. I guess normal people would daily something like what my neighbors have, which I don't know what that thing is, but it looks practical and it's probably a better choice than this car, but this car looks cooler and it's more fun to drive, and I actually enjoy driving this car. And I think, well, this is actually like the only daily car I've actually owned that's like actually mine, but I couldn't think of a better car to daily. Actually, maybe I could, because this isn't the most practical car, but anyways, this is probably the most fun car I've ever dailied ever. And this type of car will always put a smile on my face. I love driving it summer and winter. I honestly drive this car more than I drive my Evo. Over the last 3 years, I have not once regretted buying this car because of how much fun and how happy I am to drive this car every single day. I honestly did try to clean the car for the video. With it being winter, there's snow all over the wheel wells, but from a distance, I mean, like, it looks clean. It's way clearer than that thing over there. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop in the Z and go for a ride and talk about what it's like daily driving the Z. Hell yeah, baby, let's go. In this video, I'm gonna have some pros and cons basically of why I think the 350Z is a good daily, because clearly I've been dailying it for 3 years, and if this car is not dailyable, I would have not dailied it. Okay. Sorry, that was my Euro beep. The 350Z for me checks most of the boxes of what I want in a car, in a daily driving car, which is something fun to drive, something that I can look at and I genuinely like looking at. Like, I don't know, if you're a car enthusiast, you probably get what I'm saying. You don't want to be dailying, or you don't want to be driving a car that you know looks ugly or that you don't like. You want to spend your money and you want to drive something that you like looking at and that you enjoy driving, most importantly. Alright, so let's go ahead and go for a drive in the dailyable, ever so practical Nissan 350Z. So to start things off, I have seen some videos on YouTube on this topic because it seems like the 350Z is becoming a car that's very achievable for people to attain, and the prices of the cars are really reasonable for the amount of car that you get for what you're paying for. So what I mean by that is you can spend, like, let's just say 10 grand on an S13, or you can spend 10 grand on a 350Z, have more power, a better manual transmission if you want to drive manual, better brakes, better cooling, better everything, as opposed to having a really old S chassis. And I mean, I get that. Some people do want S chassis and they're awesome cars, but stock for stock, the 350Z in my opinion is just a way better car, and I would not give up my 350Z for an S13. That's just me personally. I have an S13 and I have a 350Z. I love driving both, but I wouldn't give up one for the other, if that just makes sense. I just want to get that out of the way. And I've seen a few videos on YouTube on this topic, but none of them really explained or talked about what it's like driving wintertime. And if you're watching this video, you probably, or maybe not, but you probably live in a place like I do where there's snow everywhere and there's actually snow on the ground for majority of the year. And if you want a car like this, those videos don't really help you out. So I'm gonna make this video for the people who may live in Canada or like snowy states, would probably have to deal with snow with their 350Z. So the first point we're gonna start off with is the luggage space. Now, the 350Z isn't really the car that's known to have an amazing luggage space or cargo space at all. It's actually not great, but it's not bad either. Like, there has been times that I struggle to put things in the car. If you are someone that is constantly loading huge amounts of, like, huge bulky things in their car, the 350Z, I'll be honest, probably not the car for you. But if you maybe have a backpack to go to school, a gym bag, work clothes or whatever, even like a hockey bag or golf bag, that'll fit in the 350Z no problem. What people fail to realize with this car is they're like, oh, it doesn't have a lot of cargo space. But at the same time, they're comparing a sports car like the 350Z to trucks and SUVs. Like, those cars will never be as fun to drive as the 350Z. And at the same time, the 350Z will never have as much cargo as a truck because it's not made to be a truck. For me personally, I don't have a lot of big things to like haul around. And if I do, I probably would just rent a truck or rent a U-Haul or something for the day. It's not something that really bothers me super often. Not only is there like a big amount of cargo space at the back for like everyday groceries or whatever, there's also cubbies behind the two seats. I'll try and point out. There's some cubbies like over here and behind the seat. I don't know, that's the door. But there are some cubbies back there which is kind of useful, to be completely honest. Like if you have, I don't know, gloves, camera equipment. I always carry camera equipment with me. You can fit a lot of stuff in there and have it not be like shaking around and stuff like that. So that's pretty decent that Nissan actually thought about that. My next point for the video is the fuel economy. Now, I know a lot of us car enthusiasts may not think about fuel economy. I know I don't really think about fuel economy so much because I think of it like I need gas to drive the car. I'm just gonna keep putting gas in it. For a lot of us, we do think about fuel economy too. So I know the 350Z has a bigger motor for the size of the car. To be completely honest, it's actually pretty economic on fuel. I usually gauge my fuel economy on the amount of kilometers or miles if you're American I get per tank. So I usually, during the summer, I usually get around 450 kilometers per tank. I want to say 55 liters to fill up. So honestly, that's not too bad. My Evo, on the other hand, usually gets 300 to 350 during the summer. So the 350Z is pretty economic in my eyes for the kind of car that it is, because lots of people look at the 350Z and they're like, oh, you know, it's a sports car, it's probably really bad on gas. Oh, it has a 3.5 liter V6, it's probably really bad on gas because that's a bigger engine, which is true. But at the same time, you need to realize that the 350Z is a smaller car, so it's not super heavy for the engine. And besides, the engine is basically like a Murano engine. And now I'm probably gonna trigger a lot of people, especially 350Z owners or like true car enthusiasts, but I've been dealing this car again for 3 years and I always put regular in it because the way I think is this engine is not like a sports car engine, it's a Murano engine, or like it's been in SUVs, it's been in Maximas, the VQs have been literally everywhere in every single car. I just put regular gas in it and it's fine. I don't have any check engine lights. I drift with this car on regular fuel and I have not had any issues. I did notice that if you do put premium gas in it, it is better. Like the car feels more peppy, if that makes sense. Like it feels more alive. But I don't have any issues putting regular gas. And like I said, it's my daily. I take this car to work. I go to the gym with this car. I drive it every day. So I don't see a reason why I should put premium. But yeah, I've had no issues putting in regular in this car. So that's something to consider. And I don't know too much about the rev up or HRs. I have a DE, meaning this is the first year or first couple years of the 350Zs. I've had no issues in terms of like burning oil or any issues with the gas I use. The next positive point in terms of driving the 350Z every day is the fun and the enjoyment that you get driving this car. I kind of touched base on this earlier in the video, but growing up, my dad had like a Chevy Uplander and it wasn't exactly the most enthusiast car out there. It was a minivan. And I mean, like, I wasn't really picky. That's the only car like I had access to at the time when I first got my license. And I genuinely enjoy this car every single morning when on my way to work when I start it. It's just so much fun and it puts a smile on my face Despite me driving this car every day for the last 3 years, I genuinely enjoy driving this car. The engine in the 350Z is reliable. I believe it's won best in class motor for reliability or something during its time. Don't quote me on it, but I've heard that. Parts are easy, so if you're into racing, if you're into drifting, or you just want to have like a flashier looking car and you don't want to break the bank, the 350Z's parts in terms of suspension, engine, everything is pretty affordable. Even the body parts are pretty affordable. It's the type of car that you don't really have to worry about so much. Like, as long as you maintain it, it's gonna be good to you. Like, I've heard people drift 350Zs with over like 250 to 300,000 kilometers. Like, that's insane that you're still pushing that car really, really hard at the racetrack or on the drift track, and the mileage is so high and stuff like that, and they don't have any issues. So that's something really to consider, that how reliable this car is. And another thing that I should probably mention, this is more of a con now. Driving this car every day, you do have fun with it, and if you drive anything like me, you like getting the rear end out, you like power sliding through yields and driving the car a little bit on the illegal side, this car will eat tires and it'll go through tires. If you drive it normally, it's like any other car. I'm on my first set of winter tires, and mind you, I only use this set during winter, and it's already pretty bald. Like, after this season, I'm going to have to change the tires. But if you don't drive like an idiot like I do, you're gonna be just fine. But if you do, which I know there's a lot of us out there, you're gonna go through tires a lot. During the winter time, you guys may not be used to driving a low car. Like, personally, my 350Z is on lowering springs, and I haven't had any issues dailying the car during the winter despite I'm on lowering springs. It's not that big of a deal. My mom's car is stock and I don't feel any difference, to be completely honest with you. But in case you guys do go over a lot of, I don't know, bumps during the winter, or you live in a bumpy place, I don't know, the 350Z is pretty low from the factory, and you could, like, I have bottomed out before, not to the point where I break anything, but I have bottomed out before, and it's not fun. But it is definitely something to get used to, especially driving a low car all year round during the winter time. So that's something definitely to consider. I think I do have a video somewhere talking about that, but I'm sure you guys are probably gonna get used to it. I got used to it. It's kind of no big deal after the first couple months of dailying this car. I just saw Josh coming back from the gym. I think you guys might be able to see. I don't know if you guys can see him. He's right there. Oh, the pillar's in the way. Fucking guy, man. I saw a GTR. You see, guys, there's people driving like sports cars during the winter. You guys can drive a 350Z. See, like Josh literally just said. That's actually funny. I just ran into him in traffic, but yeah, there's some, like, mind you, the GTR is all-wheel drive, but still, you can daily drive a sports car if you really want to. It just depends on how bad you want it. Like, I really wanted a 350Z, and when I got one, I'm like, fuck it, man. I'm just gonna drive this car all year round. I'm gonna make it work. So if you want to make it work, it's definitely possible. The only one stopping you is probably yourself. It's definitely a handful compared to like front-wheel drive cars, but it's not that bad. You guys can do this. It's all good. Maybe I'm gonna get Josh to drive, because Josh drives a CRV, which is like a normal person car. But maybe I should get him to drive the car and see what he thinks. I'm sure he's not gonna have any issue with it. Yeah, let's get Josh to drive the car. It's kind of crazy. I ran into you on in traffic.
Yeah,
hey?
This is for you.
What is this?
I don't know. It's your mail.
Okay. Anyways, so, Josh, we need you for the video. The people want to see you.
Me? Why me?
Because you are a normal person. You know what that means? You drive a normal car. You drive the CRV.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So I was explaining in this video, because this video is basically for people that want to drive a 350Z summer and winter if they haven't done it yet. So I think you're the perfect person.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to drive the car.
Oh, you want me to drive the car?
So you're gonna be driving the car, and you're gonna basically give us like just around.
I haven't driven it this winter.
Yeah, you haven't driven it at all. And hey, to be fair, my winter tires, they're bald. They're bald.
I figured.
They're bald at the back, and the front ones, they have decent tread, but yeah, these bad boys are expired. I think they're like 5 years old. But anyways, go inside and we'll go for a drive. Okay, bro. Show the people how it's done. Show the people how it's done. Drive the 350Z in winter.
First of all, this is how it's done.
Oh! Add energy if you want to cop the quick release hit up energy 2.0.
Seat forward.
Yeah, because I'm just so freakishly tall, right? Yeah.
Man, it's insane how tall you are.
I know.
He looks like he's like 5'4" on camera. He's really 6'8".
Yeah.
If you guys didn't know that.
6'8" at night, about 7. I personally usually drive this car with the traction control off.
Oh, I haven't drove this car because I've driven it before.
Yeah, he's driven it before,
but I don't have a lot of experience driving it in winter, and I just haven't driven it in such a long time.
That's true.
Bro, your clutch is so like stiff compared to the CRV. Holy shit. Yeah. That's crazy. Okay, but yeah, I saw it on R35.
That's pretty sick. That would be a cool daily. Maybe if I sell the Z, I'll upgrade to an R35 for a daily.
Okay, buddy. Yeah,
it's all-wheel drive. It's all-wheel drive.
You just have 100 more grand, just chilling. Just chilling.
Yeah, it's JDM ICON money, right? But no, we don't. Oh, you got a little squirrely there, eh?
Is traction on?
Yeah, it's on. You want it off?
I wouldn't mind it.
Just don't spin out. You can turn it off, but just don't give too much gas because it will spin out. The traction is off now.
I'm more in tune with the car now.
Oh yeah, you're in toge mode now.
It's good that we did this video, and I haven't actually driven it in such a long time, especially in the winter.
Yeah.
Cause like it's kind of I'm so used to like dailying the CRV.
And the CRV is a pretty safe car.
Yeah,
like,
it's all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Like brand new winter tires on it. The
it's so high.
Of the car is high.
It's the opposite of the Z.
Exactly.
The total opposite.
Yeah, pretty much. It actually has like storage and shit.
Hey, what do you mean? Like we got decent storage space. That's my Lego back there. I bought Lego. Don't mind that. I bought Lego. All right. It's COVID. Okay, we're bored.
First thing I'll have to say. First thing that catches my eye is that the visibility compared to the CRV is absolute garbage.
Absolute trash. Like, okay, so this is how...
like that car right there, that was in the blind spot. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see like over here, the mirror outside, the side mirror, and like this pillar is like huge. Like it's not how
I would basically like show them is, imagine the steering wheel is in front of you here, and this is a normal Z, like the left-hand drive and everything. When you're trying to shoulder check, this is what you see. All of that there.
That tiny little ass
window. Window. That's it.
And Mikey had sticker bomb. He had the sticker bomb shit too.
The other side, I got freaking, I don't know if you can see, I got Naruto back there. And yeah, his hair is always, I can't see anything. Half of this, like most of the time driving this car, it's like half luck.
You have to rely really on your side mirrors and just all your mirrors, to be honest, right? Like,
literally, yeah. The mirrors are a
you really
huge thing.
See much.
And it also helps. I don't have it on right now, but if you get one of those Broadway mirrors, if that does help driving the car, yeah,
I took that from you. I'll give it back.
You see, it's like it actually kicks out, right?
Yeah,
it actually kicks out. Wow, dude, you drifter or something?
Yeah, pro.
Josh went pro right here, right now. You guys heard it. He just went pro. Oh, okay, that was pretty sketchy, but oh, that's okay. That's okay.
I didn't think that was sketchy. I know where I'm going. Mike's like, okay.
Okay, so when that last turn, he was like, his eyes was looking everywhere. I'm like, Josh, look at where you want to go. He's like, I'm like, bro, we're gonna fucking die. No, but he saved it. He saved it. I'm proud. I'm proud.
Come on, Mikey, I'm your brother.
Junior drifter.
But there's something about driving like this car right now. I mean, probably other like rear-wheel drive cars. It's just like you just want to get in it and just like
have fun. It's
just
you're
like
having
it puts
fun
a
in
smile
it. Yeah.
on my face.
Oh,
right?
100%. Oh, brake.
I break.
Nah, we spun out. Okay, hold on.
It's okay. Oh. My bad. Something about
Too much sauce, boys. Too much sauce. That was the end of his drifting career. All right, Josh. So what did you think? You slid the Z. You had fun in it.
Yeah.
You basically lived my 3 years in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, like I
driving.
spun out and everything too.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, it's a sports car. It's kind of exactly what you think it is.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like driving it in the winter, I mean, I feel like in the summer it would be like really easy to drive.
There's
like
no problem at all. Yeah.
I mean, maybe with like the ride height or whatever, but that's like with any other car.
Mm-hmm.
The winter time, it's a little bit more. I don't know how to explain it. Kind of like it's a little more sketchy to drive it.
Very
as
sketch.
compared to the all-wheel drive CRV.
The beast itself. Yeah.
Big Bertha. But yeah, I don't know. It's just if you know how to like control the car, I think you'll have no problem with it.
Yeah.
Like even I remember the day you got this, you already like prior to that you already had like experience with driving cars, spitting out. Like you always wanted to do that shit every single year. In the winter time, you would drive like the minivan or something like that.
Right? I brought the Uplander up.
Yeah.
I brought the Uplander
exactly.
up. Yeah, I brought it up.
So
this is like a huge upgrade compared to that.
This is like life changing compared to the Uplander, man.
Yeah.
But we all started somewhere, eh?
Exactly. We all started somewhere. Also, mom's Cadillac. We tuned that thing.
Yeah. R.I.P. That's it. I went in the gutter. I tried to talk with me. Fuck, man.
Didn't do it.
No. I ate the gutter. Let's just say. But I don't know. I think it's like it's easy to drive if you know how to control the car, if you will.
And
like,
if you don't, it's not super. It's not hard. It's over practice.
It's really,
with practice, you'll get used to it.
I feel like a lot of people like overthink the fact like, oh, it's rear-wheel drive. It's you're driving in the winter. Like
you're gonna get stuck everywhere.
Yeah, you're gonna get stuck. Like I feel like
you can't go up the driveway.
Like you've gotten stuck, but like you know how to get out, right?
Yeah.
So it just depends if you, as a driver, think like you're confident. If you're confident enough to drive a car that's rear-wheel drive, you know that you're gonna get stuck. But if you know how to like get out of those type of small situations, then I feel like you're good. Yeah.
No, exactly. That's exactly what I said to you guys. So if you guys want a 350Z or a fun car to drive, I highly recommend the 350Z or a BRZ or like a Mustang Camaro, G35 too, it's the same car. Anything, I would highly recommend that if you want to have fun all year round. All right, Josh, go end the video.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for spending your time with us at JDM ICON. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.